everybody, I'm Joe.
And I'm Mary.
And we're Book Buds!
So, Joe.
Yes, Mary?
I read an awesome book.
Ooh, what was the name of it?
I have no idea. So before Joe and I became Book Buds, I would just pick up a book and read it and not really look at the cover.
Oh my gosh.
And I wouldn't really pay attention to the author, the title, whatever. I would just read the book. And I didn't talk to anybody about the books that I read, so I really didn't need to know what they were called. But now I have a book bud, and book bud, my book bud Joe, has changed the way that I experience books. He makes me notice the author.
I mean, it's kind of necessary.
And look at the title. Sometimes I would track these things in Goodreads because I hate rereading the same book by accident.
Yeah.
But I wasn't very good about that. So I don't even know if this book that I read is in my Goodreads. I have to try and dig to try and find a title to tell you. But I want to tell you about the book anyway. Is that good?
I want to hear about this book.
Do you guys want to hear about this awesome book? I'm wondering if you guys can tell me what this book was, so then I can actually recommend it to people.
Help us out.
So this was a suspense novel with some paranormal stuff in it as well. The main character was a female, and she was going through a crowded city street, and some kind of riot happened. Some theater was falling apart or something like that, and her brother got attacked in an alleyway as she's on her way home to her mother, who they don't really like the mother. And then the brother and the sister flee, and they go and stay in an aunt's house, and they leave behind the mother, and the mother gets brutally murdered and her body mistreated by the guy that murders her. And that murderer is a really creepy dude, and he's the one that assaulted the brother in an alleyway, and he's after the two of them. So the whole book you have this suspense of somebody's gonna die. So then they go to this aunt's house, and the aunt, she lives in this grand manor with grounds that have lots of trees and I don't know, maybe not necessarily a cemetery, but there was some kind of structure that was our structure that we film by sometimes, a big cement square structure, and inside there was an altar where you could perform ceremonies and
sacrificing.
I don't really remember sacrificing, but it was she was reconnecting with a different time through when she entered in there, and bad scary things would happen, little wisps of spirits would be there and be evil. So if I'm remembering this book correctly, because sometimes you blend different books together, if I'm remembering it correctly, I think there was also a time jump that you would do. So you'd be visiting this character, and then you would jump to this other character who was modern day girl, and she went and got a tarot reading in the same city, the city had fallen apart but then been rebuilt. Okay, so in this modernized city of one that was old, she goes and she gets a tarot reading, and when the girl pulls out the tarot deck, the card looks exactly like the girl that's getting the reading, and it's kind of creepy. Why is my face on that deck of tarot cards?
This sounds amazing.
It's a really good book.
I wish I knew the author and the title.
So do you guys know? Does it sound familiar yet?
You really like this book.
It was a really good book. The suspense was great. I loved the characters. The ending was fantastic. I won't tell you the ending, but it was just in case you're did I read this one? It all came together in this big moment in the field by the aunt's house. Spooky, creepy. Whoa. It was really good.
Was the author a man or a woman?
I don't pay attention to these things.
You don't know anything.
I was not somebody that used to pay attention to titles and authors, and I apologize.
We've changed her evil ways. I don't know who. I feel someone in my life, a teacher, taught me, you always need to know the title and author of your book.
For what purpose?
Because you need to know what you're reading.
I don't know. It really didn't matter. So do you want to read this book?
I want to read it so bad. It sounds really good.
It's a really, really good book. So, it's possible if I look on my library card, I don't know if my library keeps records of what books you take out. I can check my Kindle to see if it's on there.
So you have no idea where you got it? Or...
I have no idea. I'll check Goodreads if I don't know if I was good about tracking it when I read this book.
Mm-hmm.
So help us out, folks. Do you have any idea what book I read? Let us know.
Let us know in the comments, please. We're dying to know.
And is there anybody else out there like me that just like doesn't pay attention to the cover? It doesn't matter what it's called or who the author is. You just read.
Just read.
Come on, join me.
Don't join. So if you're enjoying Book Buds,
Give us that thumbs up
share us with your friends.
and subscribe to our channel.
If you're gonna steal my lines, make sure you know
Is
them.
that how it goes?
Yes. Book Buds!
And I'm Mary.
And we're Book
Buds.
You're instantly thrown off. The slightest little change of intonation in my voice, and you're like this. What are you doing?
I'm like, are we singing? What are we doing?